Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 5 in the NFL. We're doing our regular set of calls with SBR contributor Doug Upstone. Right now, we're going to get his thoughts on false favorites and live underdogs for NFL Week 5. Doug Upstone, thanks for being back with us.
Peter, my pleasure to be back. And yeah, unfortunately, we had our first negative week doing this segment, but we're still 7-5. So we'll see if we can bump that up, at least go 2-1, and maybe even sneak in a 3-0 this week.
Well, you know, everyone has down weeks, up weeks in the NFL. Your weeks overall have been way up historically with us. So let's see what you can tell us. Your first false favorite from NFL Week 5.
My first false favorite is the Philadelphia Eagles in this particular case. Now, last week, you know, they were relatively close on the scoreboard, but not on the field, being outgained by 194 yards. Their defense is 28th in the NFL at the present time. And with all the injuries that they've had in their offensive line, LaShawn McCoy has nowhere to run, and now teams are starting to really gang up and blitz Nick Foles in the passing game. So I think there's definitely some problems there. I'm not, also in this case, I have not seen over 4 games Philadelphia play 4 complete quarters. I'm just not sure this team is all together yet. And the line has moved from, they were an 8-point favorite initially, down to 7 now against St. Louis. And they're 4-14 at home in the last 3 years. So to me, I look at Philadelphia, and I think we've got a false favorite here. I think we're going to have a tight ball game with St. Louis.
What can I say? I completely agree with that, Doug Upstone. That was one of my other bets that I did bet. Didn't get 8, but I did get 7. So I kind of like the Bills on the opening line. You didn't like that. You disagree. You like Detroit. I thought that might be a false favorite this week, but I completely agree with you on Philadelphia. All right, Doug Upstone, what's your second false favorite for us of the week?
Well, Peter, no more false favorites. We're just going live dogs, the last 2 here. And the first one we're going to start with is Kansas City, who just absolutely destroyed New England last week and made the Patriots look like Jacksonville as opposed to how they normally play. Now, in this particular instance, we have Andy Reid has changed the offense and given Alex Smith more flexibility to run it. And I think we're seeing a lot of changes in diversification with throwing to different receivers. And then the running game has really been sharp with Jamal Charles and Niall Davis. And their defense has been improving the last couple of weeks, has moved into the top 10 in points allowed and in total defense. Now, San Francisco on the field destroyed Philadelphia, but, we still see they're off kilter. They should have won that game by at least 2 touchdowns. I think they're still off a little bit, so I'll take the 6.5 and have with Kansas City and have them as a live dog this week.
There definitely seems to be something off with San Francisco, but I have a question for you. Why is this one in the category of a live dog and not false favorites? I mean, anytime you have a false favorite, you have a live dog, right?
Yeah, well, it's a matter of perception of the team,
okay,
and that's really what it boils down to. Is when I look at a game like this, what side attracts me to it? And
right.
In this case, I look more at the side of the underdog having, let's just say, better value in that case, as opposed to looking at San Francisco as maybe being a false favorite. Obviously, there's an interplay between both,
right,
but in this case, I'm looking, and in each case, and all these videos that I've done, and each selection that I've made, it's always been about looking at one particular side more so than the other.
All right, what's your third false favorite or live dog for us, Doug Upstone?
My next live dog, Peter, is Arizona at Denver. Now, as anyone would know that follows Arizona football, they know that there's been one of the most poorly run franchises for the last several decades. But now Michael Bidwell has taken control from his father, and things have really started to change. They got to the Super Bowl a few years ago, and now with some of the things that they're doing, I really like. They brought in Bruce Arians as coach. And even though Carson Palmer or Drew Stanton's not going to be on anybody's hot list for quarterbacks, he's designed an offense. And, and for a long time, he was at Pittsburgh as the offensive coordinator. And this team is really hitting on all cylinders. Now, when Darnell Dockett went down for them, their 6th-rated defense from last year, many assumed would fall off. But yet, the general manager, Steve Keim, went in and got a number of good replacements, and they're still in the top 5 in defense. Now, I'm not to say that Denver is not a good team or anything like that, Peter. I just think in this particular situation, Arizona's playing with a lot of confidence. They're undefeated. The line went from 8.5 down to a touchdown underdog. I don't think that's still going to be enough. I see Arizona hanging in the 3 to 4 point range in a very close and exciting game on Sunday afternoon.
All right, I'm not going to disagree with you there, Doug Upson. It does seem like kind of a lot of points to be giving to a team like Arizona. I did preview the game with Al McMorty, who has always has good technical analysis and reasons for liking the side in his games, and he said he liked Denver -7, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but I'm not going to question his reasoning. But we will see where this line closes and what the result is. All right, thanks so much, Doug Upson. Talk to you again next week.
The SBR network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.